Hey everybody, what's up? Happy New Year's. This is Taekwon 1000 Finest here with a One Piece Q&A so y'all can ask questions and I will give y'all answers to the best of my abilities or just give you answers if you ask a question that has a guaranteed answer that's like a fact or something. So what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? So until y'all questions come in, we'll need something to talk about. So while the questions come in and stuff like that, I'll talk about the recent chapter. So I give this chapter a 10 out of 10. I really do. Like, I don't care about people. Like, I'll be like, yo, this chapter's a 10 out of 10. And then they'll be like, oh, you always say that, which I don't. Or they'll be like, oh, this isn't like, yo, this isn't about how you feel, what you've read when you, nah, 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 nah. This is my review of the chapter. This is how I feel about the chapter. I read it and thought it was a 10 out of 10. You can't tell me anything about it. You know what I mean? So, but whatever though, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like some people could read, like, some people could read, like, it could be a good book. Some people could read like a great book and they could feel like, man, that book wasn't all that. And then some people could read the great book and be like, wow, this was amazing. You know what I mean? Um, so it's just like one of those type of things where, like, these chapters, the majority of them, they have been great. They have been fantastic. This is what I like, whatever. And even when people try to complain about the chapters, like people try to complain about the pacing of these chapters, and I'm like, yo, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know I'm not wrong. Like, uh, a year ago, 2 years ago, the pacing was terrible compared to this. Like, they drag stuff on so much. Like, it's so much fluff in Alabasta. It's so much fluff in the Anel arc. It's just so much fluff in a lot of these arcs before the action starts. Like, ever since we got to Zoe, things just been like picking up, picking up, picking up, picking up, picking up. So, I'm not trying to say people can't complain, but it's like when you complain about this great pacing that we have now, how in the world were you able to read One Piece in the past and still read it now? You know what I mean? Like if you're complaining about this, you should have dropped One Piece before when the pacing was way worse. It's like it's one of those things where, like, sometimes people, they just want to rant about something, so they rant about it if it's true or not. You know what I mean? Um, or sometimes it's like, it doesn't matter, and this is why content gets messed up, because, like, Oda definitely improved his pacing a lot. He like did a great job out of it, and I see it and I enjoy it. You know what I mean? That's part of the reasons why I get these chapters 10 out of 10. Is like the pacing is way better. It's not like he's holding out, or whatever like that. Like, the story's progressing at a great pace, which is good because he has so many characters and a lot of stuff he wants to do. I remember that they said he got a new editor or something to help with that at Dressrosa. That's when the news came out. But I guess the guy kicked in, his work started kicking in around Zoe, because that's when I see the pacing starts to get better. And it's been great. But if you do a huge improvement like that, you get a new editor or whatever the case is. I forget what the guy title was. I think it was a new editor or something. And the pacing is improving, but then you still have people like, the pacing is bad. Like, come on, Sanji needs to do something already. Like, come on, like what's going on or whatever, or why is Zoro walking still? He's just walking. He's not doing. So, like, if you're complaining about stuff like that still, and they already made mad improvements. Like, to me, when I read that, I get that Zoro didn't do anything that moment, but just reading about it, like, Zoro knocked some fodder out, and that person that's following him was impressed. That's interesting enough right there. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's some people, they just want too much. You know what I mean? Some people, they're it's hard to, like, I guess, impress them or something for whatever reason. I'm a hard critic, but still, these people is like OD. But when you work harder on something and the improvement is there, I'm not talking about you work hard and you fail. When you work hard on something and the improvement is there, that makes people, not that it makes people, but that makes the person who did the improvement be like, whoa, 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 hold up. Like, I improved. Like, what are y'all going on about? Like, if y'all, like, okay, if I did worse in the past and y'all complaint, and I'm doing better now and y'all complain, I'm about to just do worse. You know what I mean? And then we get this trash One Piece. So it's like, I don't agree with none of that. To me, these chapters are great. And like I said, in my personal opinion, they're 10 out of 10 because I enjoy it. And like, for example, I'm trying to, what's up, everybody? I see y'all in the chat. I'll get to y'all. I'm trying to, like, for an example. Okay, so like the opening page, the Frankie thing, that was dope. Like, Frankie's like, and he pretty much like went on a rage tantrum because he's like, yo, the whole reason I worked for you because you told me you had these blueprints and you don't got it. So Frankie spazzed out, he hit the guy, whatever. He got fired or whatever the case is. So like that was dope. You know what I mean? Because all Frankie needs to do is see the blueprints one time and just scan it, but he can't even do that. The other thing too, it was funny seeing that other guy. I think his name is like Conjuro or something like that. Like he has his outfit. Frankie's like, yo, like you sticking out, like you're wild, and people could tell who you are. And I like his fish. Like it's like the stuff that we know. So like if I was just reading One Piece, and this is the thing too about this type of stuff, right? Um, if I this was the first chapter I ever read, the Frankie stuff, cool, I get that. You always get that. But now page 6, when the guy has the ugly looking fish, and people are like, huh? Are you sure this is what fish look like? You know what I mean? Then I might not get the joke. But come on, we read One Piece. We know this guy art is sucky since Punk has it. Um, so since we know that this guy has sucky art since either Punk has it or just Rosa, I kind of forget, you know what I mean? Because those are my favorite arcs. But we know this guy, we get the joke. His art is sucky. So, we're seeing it again. And actually his art kind of got a little bit better, but it's still not good enough. And his art is so sucky, the kids like it. You know what I mean? So like it's just funny stuff, you know what I mean? To me, it's about like enjoyment. It's not about it doesn't have to be a fight happen to be a 10 chapter. It's like an enjoyment. Like if I'm feeling the Frankie story, like if I could relate to Frankie doing something for somebody when they promise you something and then they don't come through on their promise and you find that out and you get like, I can relate to that. The fish thing, that is funny. Now, the other thing is that page 7, right? Where Frankie's looking for the blueprints and he's asking people like, yo, it was at the shop. I give it to this person, I give it to this person, I give it to this person. I wasn't expecting it to go on for that long. But it was just funny though, because they sent him on a wild goose chase. Like every single person they sent them to gave it to somebody else. Like that joint got passed around like hot potato. That joint just got passed. So like that joint was funny. That joint had me cracking up. Like I know like in the anime there's gonna be a funny part right there. So just keep it in mind. And then I thought maybe even Nekomamushi had it or something, but he didn't. But Kinemon even apologized. He's like, "Yo, like my like my bad," or whatever like that. So, and just to keep in mind, just a little update, right? So this is page 11. So if I enjoyed everything up to this point so far, like enjoyed it, whatever like that, it's like the Frankie couldn't have been more relatable. He killed it. That was good enough. You know what I mean? The what happened next? The fish thing was a spot on joke. Was funny. Couldn't have been any funnier. You know what I mean? That's like one of the times like when Brooke tells those good jokes about he's not being dead or whatever the joke is, but it's funny. Um, they sent him on a crazy, funny, wild goose chase. This is funny stuff. So like right now, it's at a 10 out of 10 right now. Like I didn't finish the chapter, but you get what I'm trying to say. You know how like you start at a 10 out of 10 and you just go down or whatever the case is, or if you want to say that like I enjoyed it, I enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. So like at this point right now, like why would I give it anything less out of 10 out of 10? Now when Zoro meets up with this person is like fanboying over Zoro, like so impressed and stuff like that. That was interesting and stuff like that because we get to hear that like Zoro. They're telling Zoro's like, yo, haven't I been here before? And this is the thing too that people miss out, right? So I take it, I could be wrong though, right? But this person's like showing Zoro around or whatever the case is. This person looks funny. Zoro's like, yo, I've been here before. And keep this in mind too, like I could be wrong, but isn't this the territory that like Jack owns specifically? Like didn't they say something like that before? Like, yo, this is Jack's territory. And Zoro's like, huh? Like, yo, this place is familiar. I kind of been here. I think the person said like, yeah, you have been here before. So I do think that like you see with Sanji, like when Sanji knocked those bandits out or whoever those people was, that guy was like, tell Queen to get the assassins. So I do think that like after Zoro fodderized those people, and you could tell a skill difference, like, yo, the Zoro's not no fodder. He's like some dude with some skill. Like, like he's like a top 6 headliner skill level person. I think they already started plotting on Zoro to like make him fight Jack or something, or to make him fight somebody more worthy. And the other thing about that is that like if Hawkins is there, if the top 6 headliners is there, they're not gonna make Zoro fight one of those weaker headliners. So they're probably gonna make Zoro fight like he's probably gonna have to fight Jack or something like that, which is an interesting setup. You guys just pay attention to the setup. Whether he fights Jack or not, I think this guy is setting Zoro up. Like, ooh, you're so strong. You're so strong. I knew I would be good if I was with you. Yeah, I'm with you. We're so good. Like this, how big of a troll would that be if this guy, like let's say that like he's gonna this guy is leading Zoro to Jack, right? And this guy is like playing around, like, you're so strong. I'll be so good if I'm with you. You're so amazing the way you knock those back. And then Jack comes, and he's not gonna be able to do that to Jack. You know what I mean? I think Zoro has a chance to high diff beating Jack, which would be cool because it would be like how Luffy beat Cracker, but this time Zoro high diff beats Jack, and then he still gets to beat King at the end. Or Zoro could fight Jack, and Jack could wreck Zoro, and Zoro has to hold that L and tries to figure out how to get stronger or something. And then whatever, maybe he doesn't get a rematch with Jack, but when he fights King, King talks junk like, didn't Jack the Drag Down defeat you? And then, and then he explains he's stronger, whatever. So Zoro fights King, whatever. Oh, he could get a rematch with Jack, whatever. Like that doesn't really matter. But I see setup when I read this chapter. You know what I mean? And I don't see like just Zoro's walking. He's pointlessly walking for no reason. This is so like no, this is dope setup right here. Because even if this guy's telling the truth, and he just really wants to be with Zoro because he's so strong, it's still dope because I was confused then. Like I thought this guy was trying to set Zoro up. Like I really think like I put my money he's trying to set Zoro up. I'm not really buying it. You know what I mean? It's like dude was kind of too grateful. Oh, and then this stuff, like I don't understand how people like I know Brago didn't like we talked about that on his stream. I know Brago didn't like the Aruchi stuff, but I liked it because he punked CP0. Like we never seen a punk like that before. Someone get punked like that. And like I said, I still think that these CP0 members are at least like people said that yeah. Okay. So I believe two of them we've seen before on Dressrosa. I think the third one is somebody new. But I don't think like every single CP0 member is stronger than an admiral. But I do think they have like at least like 3 members that are stronger than an admiral in there. So like out of these 3 people, if 2 of them are the 3 from Dressrosa, I mean it's 2 of them are the 3 from Dressrosa. If 2 of them if 2 of them was a part of the 3 from Dressrosa, I believe that 2 of these people are admiral level, or even that, like they don't have to necessarily be all right. Like it could be 3 that are stronger than like Fuji, Green Bull, and Kizaru, and then the rest of them could just be like low admiral level people or whatever. So this scene right here, this scene is kind of like could make my theory on that kind of wrong because they are getting punked by Orochi, but at the same time though, it could be multiple ways you could take this. You know what I mean? And one way of taking it is that they're not like I was mistaken, whatever. But right now this is not good enough evidence to say so. But it's like, I was mistaken, and CP0 is not stronger than the admirals. And even that though, CP0 was strong enough on their own without an admiral to make Blackbeard retreat. So the Blackbeard pirates. So they are strong. Whether just one of these dudes is admiral level, or whether these dudes ain't admiral level, but their boss is admiral level. You know what I mean? Are stronger than an admiral or something like that. Because somebody had to be stronger than an admiral, in my opinion, to make Blackbeard dip. Like that's like some fleet admiral power thing or whatever. And then the way that it seems like when Akainu talked to the Gorosei and he was like wilding on him and stuff like that or whatever, and the whole Doflamingo, was it the Tenrabito thing or whatever, or the Celestial Dragon thing happened, they was like kind of punking Akainu, like, yo, you mess with us, like you. So the coincidentally, speaking about this, maybe bring up that. So y'all remember how this was like punk of the year right here. He punked him of the year, but y'all remember when the Gorosei was punking Akainu like that, and I always said, I'm like, yo, they're like that. People's like, oh, Akainu's not gonna do nothing out of honor. It's not about honor. I believe that when the Gorosei was speaking to him like that, it was either one or two reasons. One was that they can beat him. They're fighters. They can beat him, and they're stronger than him. They're older. They're stronger. Whatever the case is. Sometimes the mangas do that. And even if like every single one of them isn't stronger than him individually, about like 3 of them probably is, and they could kill him. Or if they're not stronger than him and they're not fighters, or even if they are fighters and they're weaker than him, that is somebody that serves them in the Celestial Dragons, that if Akainu messes with them, he would kill him. You know what I mean? And he would be dead. And he's not trying to do that. And speaking of that, we did get a glimpse of the assassin that's supposed to be going to kill Doflamingo. So like just the way that the like all of these chapters is pieces of the puzzle and stuff like that, and just the way that the pieces of the puzzle and stuff happens, I don't see the admirals being the strongest people in the series. I think like they're strong, you know what I mean? But I don't see them being the end game people. I see them like just like the members of the Akatsuki once Naruto Shippuden started. We're like, okay, these people are dope. They're strong. They're hacks, but they're gonna get beaten. Then there's stronger people than them in the future to face. So yeah, so this could be the same thing like that to where like these CP0 members, right, are stronger than uh Aruchi or whatever, but they're probably not stronger than Kaido. So they don't want to do anything. Or they could be stronger than him. They could be stronger than Kaido as a unit because they did make Blackbeard retreat. But they want the weapon so bad that they're not trying to even do that. They're just like letting the guy talk his junk. Like you know the situation like with Shanks. Like remember, because keep this in mind too. This could be like that, and it probably is like that. Just to have the parallel, right? Is that when those mountain bandits was trash talking Shanks and they was throwing bear on him and all that stuff like that, Shanks just stood there and took it. This guy Orochi, he's trash talking, trash talking, trash talking, trash talking, and these people they're just taking it. He shot him and just taking it. So it could be something like that where like they know they could beat this guy, but they're not. That's not worth it. So they're not gonna do it. Um, but at the same time, I wouldn't rule out the possibility of this guy being strong enough that he could kill them if he wanted to. Like if it came down to it, like if he shot them and they felt some type of way and they had to fight, because keep this in mind, Kaido's not there right now, you know. So if they had to fight or whatever the case is, that he could probably kill all three of them. I wouldn't rule that possibility out too. It's like at this point we just don't know, and that's what keeps it interesting. You know what I mean? Where like and it's funny because like we see like the mythical zone fruit or whatever the guy has, the dragon fruit, but we never. It's always shadowed out, and so we don't even know if like it's some serious like Jack devil fruit where they said he has a rare delicacy of a fruit. We don't know if this guy has a Hax broken devil fruit. We don't know if this guy has hockey or not. We don't really know if this guy battle capabilities or not. But this guy is like talking like he's tough, and his fruit could be tough. But now on the flip side of this, if his fruit is some deformed smiley fruit, and it's some like because his fruit could be a joke, it could be a funny looking thing, and they can probably not even really be scared of him. They could be looking at this guy like this Joker. You know what I mean? But it's all interesting stuff to me, in my honest opinion. Let's see. So that's why I give this chapter 10 out of 10. We're almost at the end of it, and I've been like highly entertained this whole time. Um, but yo, this was dope. Like how dope was this when he was like he wanted Vegapunk. And the other thing too about this that people probably overlook. You know what it is? It's like simple-minded people overlooking the details in these very information-heavy chapters. They're overlooking the details and they think it's whack, but it's like no, this is 10 out of 10. This is dope because now that like I'm reading it and like first we seen Shanks at the reverie. Like what is Shanks doing at the reverie meeting with the Gorosei low key? That's just spooky. Like what is he doing over there? And and that kind of like increases the chance for Shanks to be evil. Like those evil Shanks theories that he's just like using Luffy or whatever. But besides that though, maybe he's not, and maybe it's okay for him to be there. Stuff happens under the table, but that was still interesting to see. And now we see CP0 here. But another interesting thing is that on Dressrosa, I didn't really know why CP0 was there. I thought they was there to like try to follow Luffy or to try to follow Sabo or whatever. But this chapter just confirmed that the reason CP0 was on Dressrosa was to low key buy weapons from Doflamingo. It wasn't about anything else. When they did come back to Dressrosa, it was because they found out that Doflamingo was defeated. So they want to come back and try to like see if Sabo and Luffy and them was still there. But they all left. So that's dope. Is that like we see them on Dressrosa. Sabo hides and stuff like that. Um, but they was there low key buying weapons from Doflamingo. So like, oh, that's dope. Like look at the setup. Look how greatly that was set up. So like that's dope. And another thing too that I was talking about is that about CP0 possibly being stronger than the three admirals, not Akainu because he's a fleet admiral. Then the three admirals is that on Dressrosa when Sabo seen CP0, he was like, oh, CP0, and they ducked. They linked against the wall and they ducked from CP0, so CP0 didn't see him. Like they didn't want no smoke with CP0. Right now, when Fujitora went to stop Luffy, Sabo stepped up to Fujitora, who's an admiral, and he stopped him. He was like, "Yo, you're not. That's my little brother. You're not doing nothing, you know." And he fought Fuji, which was a draw in my opinion. They both decided to, like, stop. It's not worth it. But he got Fuji to leave Luffy alone. And after that, when after they beat Doflamingo and everything and stuff like that, Sabo sticks around. They tell a story, whatever. He knocks on their door. Luffy's knocked out. He tells them some stories or whatever the case is, and then Sabo goes, "Oh yeah, CP0 is on the way. Like, we don't know if y'all know about this, but CP0 is on the way, and we're not trying to stick around until they come. We're out. We advise y'all to do the same thing." That's what Sabo tells them. So, like, y'all should leave. CP0 is coming. So Sabo leaves. So not only did he duck from them before, CP0 is the reason why Sabo left. But it's just interesting that, like, he, because we're talking about who's strong, you know what I mean? Like, he ducked from CP0, but he fought Fujitora. But when he found out CP0 was coming, he left, and he didn't wait around till Luffy and him left. He told him, he was like, CP0 is coming. I'm not trying to stick around. I advise you to leave too. And he left. He left them there. You know what I mean? And he didn't do like with Fuji. Like, he didn't wait at the borders of Dressrosa. Like, and then when CP0 came, be like, "Nah, that's my brother's crew. You're not touching them. They're leaving off this island. Then I'm leaving off this island." That's not what Sabo did. Sabo left. Like, okay, like, I want y'all stay there, and CP0 comes and something happens to y'all. Y'all on your own. I'm not sticking around for that. So then, but Luffy and them leaves. So that's the interesting thing about that. About, like, part of why I think that they're stronger than the admirals, because Sabo fought an admiral, and even while Sabo fought an admiral, he was like, "Yo, this isn't. I know admirals are stronger than this. Like, what are you doing, Fuji? Stop playing around. Like, fight for real." So let me go on. Oh, and check this thing out too, right? So, to me, this makes sense, right? Where he goes, "I'm not asking you if it's possible or not." Like, he's pretty much on something like, "Yo, like, we're gonna take Vegapunk from you sooner or later." But he's like, "The Celestial Dragons, the Marines, know this: we do not fear them. Even if you all band together, you'll never topple this country." That's probably facts. Like, Luffy was lucky things went the way it did when he went to Whole Cake Island. But on any other day, that's not going down like that. You know what I mean? So, kind of like y'all see how hard it was for Whitebeard to try to go to Marineford on their territory. So this is Wano, and not only is it Kaido's territory, it's also the Shogun and his people too. So it's probably just like, like, with all of those people there, them going, like, I don't think three admirals, because like to me, to be honest, like, three admirals, like, we seen what Jack did to Fuji before and Sengoku, and he was still okay. So, like, if Fuji comes, Jack's probably fighting Fuji. Queen is probably fighting Green Bull. King is probably fighting Kizaru. And who's messing with Kaido? So Akainu could probably fight Kaido, but I don't think he's winning. I think that's like, it'll be like a high diff fight for Kaido. But it's just like too many. And then it's like they got X Drake, they got Hawkins. It's too many people there, and the samurai and stuff like that. So, like, this guy is probably right. People think, oh, he's just full of it. He's just talking or whatever. Like, if I would have seen him say the Celestial Dragons, the Marines, Shanks, Black Bear Pirates, the Big Mom Pirates, nobody could beat it. Then it's like, okay, this guy he's ODing, but what he said seems pretty legit, in my opinion. So, what's next? Oh, the next is just a party thing or whatever like that. I didn't realize this was him at first because of the way he looks. But if I know one thing about One Piece is you can't judge these people off these looks. At the end of the day, it all goes down to, like, if he has a real devil fruit or not, and if he has hockey and stuff like that. So if he can have a real devil fruit and he can have hockey and he could be a monster. This guy. So, I'm not gonna judge him off his appearance. But and then X Drake looks dope. We finally hybrid ancient Zoan form finally revealed. We see it right there. That's X Drake hybrid form. People was wondering stuff, and I was wondering. People was like, "Yo, like, we don't even know." Because I remember in when the King of Lightning Strange, he was talking about it, and he was like, we don't even know. Because I was like, "Yo, Jack is strong," and King of Lightning was like, we don't even know if these ancient Zoans even have a hybrid. But X Drake just confirmed that they do, and on top of that, we see two dragon fruit users at the same time. So that's like all the telling us that, like, because I just wonder that, like, when we seen Pell had like some kind of flying Zoan fruit, and it said like model something model. I forget what the model it was, but I was like, is this another model, or is he going to be the only one? So now that we just got confirmed that, like, it's going to be like dragon fruit, this type of dragon fruit, this type of dragon, or like, the flying model this and the flying model this. So, like that's dope. So this chapter was dope. Like, wow. I just recapped it for y'all. Like 10 out of 10 chapter. People's bugging if y'all think otherwise. I don't really care. Like, it's nothing to debate. I'm not gonna argue with you and say that you're bugging, but I know I enjoyed it. I know this was a 10 out of 10 for me. You know what I mean? This I think a lot, and this chapter gave us a lot to think about. Another thing too is that besides that, the hold up. The whole this part where Laura's like, go hide somewhere, Black Lady. Sanji's like, Traffy, why? If they come for more, I'll give them as much as they can handle. Laura's like, no, it's not that. These people know who we are. So just in case for anybody like who's following me on Twitter, like I made a joke about this panel, which is just a joke or whatever like that. Like I'm not biased. I pretty much like when it comes down to debate, and I debate all these characters equally and stuff like that. I don't play favorites or whatever like that. But a joke is a joke. So I changed it. I'm not gonna say my joke online because my joke had too much like stuff that YouTube wouldn't like. But I guess I could kind of say the joke. Let me see. I'll just change some words. Yeah, but pretty much like it was just a joke. I wasn't hating on Sanji or anything like that. But that part was funny because then it's like X Drake shows up, Page One shows up, and then we get to find out that these are the top six. Like they sent the six strongest headliners there. And surprisingly, Hawkins is not one. I mean, even that people think like, no, Hawkins is strong still. Like, there's no way Page One is stronger than Hawkins. And also like yo, to me, right? If this is Oda telling us, if Oda went out his way to put a separation, like yo, okay, we know Hawkins because y'all got to remember. To me, the admirals range in power, the vice admirals range in power, the Chichibukai range in powers. It wouldn't surprise me if the Worst Generation members rank in power, and they do because Blackbeard is one of them. He's not a supernova; he's a Worst Generation member, and he is very, very, very strong. So these people aren't going to be the same level. So if Oda's saying that like Hawkins isn't top six, but X Drake and Page One are, then to me, yes, they're stronger than him. Um, what else? But the other thing too is that not only are they stronger than him, like X Drake is like, and this is interesting because like all the lead up, all the build up. So like, what's interesting about this when I read it is that X Drake. This probably doesn't happen often. Just like Whole Cake Island, where like people don't usually invade. X Drake, this probably doesn't happen a lot. That like the six strongest get called. So X Drake is like, why they call us specifically? And he's like, and why are you here, Hawkins? Like, you mean top six? What you doing here? And like, this was just like a lot of interesting stuff. So 10 out of 10 chapter to me, like I enjoyed it. Like and I wasn't even planning to. I wasn't even planning for the chapter to be this dope, but this chapter was like, more dope than what I thought it would be. So all right, so here's the joke. So I changed the caption of the panel where it's Law and Sanji, and I go, my guy, Sanji, go somewhere and hide. Real captain level just showed up. You remember what happened when you tried to beat a real G5 captain level Vergo, right? You should hide and leave this to a real captain like me. I'll go get your Captain Luffy. Got real. So that's a joke I made, and a lot of people like the joke and stuff like that. Like my joke got 44 likes and like crazy reshares and stuff like that. But some people's like, oh, Law said it's not because of that, Sanji. They know who we are. How could you miss that? It's a joke. It doesn't have to make sense. It's a joke to be funny. Like nobody was dead serious anyway. But like, yeah, some people just want to rant and stuff like that. But yo, dope chapter 10 out of 10 to me, and I explained why. And that way, yeah, I know like why I think a chapter 10 out of 10. It's not like I'm just reading these chapters and they're trash. And I'm like, oh, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. That's the way that I explained it. I'm pretty sure nobody else explained it the way that I just explained it. That's why they think low or of the chapter. But I enjoyed the chapter. And let me see these comments finally. Yeah, this probably isn't going to be much of a Q&A stream, and the stream will probably end soon. How long was the stream so far? But what's up? I appreciate all of y'all being here. Let's see. What do you think current Zoro is doing to the Kuma who spared him? How do you think Jack would do against Cracker if they were both bloodlust and knew the other was on the island? So what? How? I think like let's see, current Zoro and old Kuma. Uh, so Ivankov, who I thought at that time was a B plus, like Admiral level is A minus and up. So Ivankov, who I thought was a B plus, beat Kuma at Marineford. Like it was nothing. And Ivankov even told Kuma, like, yo, like, do I gotta remind you? Do I gotta put that fear back into your heart? So I believe like Ivankov is a B plus. Like Zoro right now. Oh, Kuma. I think Kuma was a B, but it's tricky though. Kuma was probably like a low was like a lower tier of B plus. That's why Ivankov was able to do that. Um, so Zoro, like right now, he's probably like I have this information. Oh, but okay, you're saying Zoro right now. Like I think I had Zoro at oh okay, I had Vergo at a B plus two, I believe, and Sanji at a B minus. I had Zoro at a B. So I think like right now he's at a B plus, but maybe when this is all over and he beats King, he'll be like A minus or he'll be like A when it's all over. But I think like right now it's a safe bet to say that he's a B plus. Um, I don't know if he's low B plus or normal B plus or high B plus, but um they would be on the same level right now, and I think it would be anybody's fight. Like it will either be like New Zoro's fight or Okuma's fight. You just never know. But that's what I think. I think that they're closer to the same level now. But keep in mind too, like I think like right now though, that was Okuma. I think like right now they upgraded Kuma and stuff like that, and I think Kuma is some Terra Admiral level right now. Especially how they're just using him as the weapon right now, and they just like fighting. So Kuma still beats Zoro right now. Like to me, like definitely, like there's no way Zoro's beating current Kuma, but Zoro has a chance of beating the Okuma. Like he has like a 50-50 chance of beating the Okuma. It's not like before where it was hopeless. And I think Jack beats Crocker. Like Jack did something that we never seen any other commander do, and that was attempt to take on two admirals. And he's lived and he didn't get knocked out. Like his ship pretty much sunk and he was in the water. So that's something that like I don't think Crack is doing. Like if Cracker was to try to do that, I don't think that would work out. So I got Jack over a lot of people just because like I think he's like a brick wall. He's like an Onyx or something like that. But like of course you could be Onyx for Pokemon, but Jack is just like like too much stamina, too much health. And then we know that the awakened zones could heal. I think he's an awakened zone, that's why he heals. I think Crack is awakened too, but like I give it to Jack. Thanks. Happy New Year's. Joy Boy scammed you hard. I'm invited to the Reverie. He didn't scam me. The Reverie isn't gonna be so many big YouTubers there that like that would cost over 20K if I had to pay them all for a collab separately. So it's not a scam. Let's see. Yo, what's up? Do you think Orochi can if you ask him can he beat Fada, yeah, like he to me he's strong. Like to me, like it's more proof saying that he's strong than he's not strong. Even though that other guy said he's a coward, it's like if you think somebody's a coward, say it to their face. Don't say it to somebody else. So that guy could have just been like talking junk. Um, let's see. Only no, that's what you think. You think he's only tough because he runs with Kaido. It's nothing. Very nothing for a fact says that dude was by himself, but not even Kaido there. Like, so here's the thing, right? Because like if I would have been there and if I would have felt some type of way, I would have snuffed him. I would have the case of Kaido if you roll with Kaido or not. So for somebody to do that at that point, this is not like he was over the phone with them talking all that junk. They was right in his face. Like if they wanted to kill him, they could. If they could kill him. So to me, that's not why. Like dude is probably strong. And that's the thing too. Like at this moment, yeah, I just got opinions, so y'all can't really like put one opinion over the other. Like we don't really know what's up with the guy. We're still finding out as we read. Um, do you think Kaido could 1v1 the Admirals based off what? I don't like your question. Can he 1v3? He's beaten every Admiral on a 1v1 fight. And I think he's beaten Akainu in a 1v1 fight. He's probably beaten 2 Admirals in a high diff 2v1 fight. As far as a 3v1 fight, that doesn't really matter because what is one Yonko fighting 3 Admirals for anyway? Like, you know what I mean? I don't think that'll ever happen. So I'm not gonna answer that. But it wouldn't matter though, because the thing is that, like, if he could beat one of them, and if he could probably beat 2 of them in a 2v1, and he has King who's like Admiral level 2, and he has like Jack who's Admiral level, and he has Queen who's at like that would never happen. Like they would destroy 3 Admirals and the Fleet Admiral if his 3 calamities fought with him and the 3 Admirals fought with Akainu. So that's enough said right there. I don't see Dofi getting killed anytime soon. I don't agree with that. I don't think Magellan's stronger than this assassin. I think this assassin is the real deal, and if he wants to kill Dofi, Dofi's dying. Like, that's it. For Dofi. Let's see. They said Dofi is gone. He's dead already. What's up? What's up? What's up? I appreciate it. Happy New Year's. Okay, let me see. Dofi chilling. He ain't dead. Can't kill Dofi till we see his eyes. Like, and that's the thing. You think that they could kill Dofi when they want to kill Dofi. So I don't agree with that. What's up? What's up? What's up? Black Kid Next Door. What's up? Sabo dipping does make them seem like they might be strong. Yeah, exactly. And I think to people's bias, like people will pay stuff like that no mind just to be like, the Admirals are the strongest. It's like, no, we got to pay attention to every single thing. At the end of the day, Sun stepped up to an Admiral like, yo, you're not touching Luffy. And that was a 50-50 fight. People act like they so bad, they act like Fuji won that fight or whatever. They always claim the Admirals is not trying or whatever the case is. Nah, Fuji, Sabo stopped them and it was a 50-50 fight. But he did duck from CP0 and he did leave because of CP0. So I think they're stronger than the Admirals. I'm not saying that they're 100% are. That's the way that it has to be. But I'm just saying that, like, it's a good possibility. Let's see. What's up? What's up? What's up, Wolf Empire? When you think Weeble coming? No, he's not. This is the thing too. He's not coming to Whole Island. I mean, not Whole Island. He's not coming to Wano. I don't know who told y'all he was coming to Wano. We'll probably when this is over. All right, if Marco doesn't come join the war, when this is over, he's probably gonna go to where Marco's at. And he's probably gonna beat Marco up or kidnap Marco or something. And then that's when Luffy's gonna have to face him or something. That's what I think is gonna happen. Is that, like, when this is over, they're gonna find out that or his mom wants him to get the money and stuff like that. Or Weevil might kidnap Marco and turn Marco into the Marines or something like that. Like, like something crazy like that, like, might happen or something like that, where Marco turns into the Marines or whatever. I know that happened to Ace or whatever the case is, but like, even that, like, if that happened, even though Marco didn't help them beat Kaido, Luffy's still gonna remember that, like, he's alive still because of Marco. And then he would have to try to go back to Marineford or whatever like that. And at the same time, that could be the perfect opportunity for Kaido to start his war. That could be the perfect opportunity for other people just to get involved. Like, like, whoa, this is really happening. Like, they kidnapped Marco. Luffy's gonna try to save him. This is our chance to take down the Marines. You know what I mean? Because nobody's gonna really be worried about Luffy. But at the same time, too, if after Luffy beats Kaido, he's gonna be a legit Yonko and a legit emperor, and they're gonna treat him that way. And I'm like, yo, this is like, so that could trigger the big war. I think Weevil is gonna have something to do with like that, where, like, he's gonna beat Marco up, and he's gonna kidnap Marco, and Luffy's gonna, like, beat him, or he's gonna kidnap Marco and beat him up and turn him to the Marines, and then that's gonna, like, trigger some events. That's what I think. I don't think Weevil's not coming to Wano to help Luffy in some type of way, whatever. Like, I think it's a chance of Luffy beating Weevil, and then once he knocks some sense into him and tell him that, the girl you're listening to is bad and she's not telling the truth, whatever like that, then him being an ally, not joining the crew though, but I don't think he just straight up joins the crew and helps. I don't think he's going to be in Wano. It's already enough people in Wano. Let's see. Yes, I do think Zoro will 1v1 King. I've been saying that before, like, I've been saying that since King has been introduced. But I've been saying before he has even been introduced that, Zoro and Sanji is going to fight Calamities. How strong do you think Luffy's rubber awakening will be? That's not a good question because we don't know what it could be. You know what I mean? So Like it could be something. It could be something. It could be something where like he just makes the environment rubber and he's bouncing off of it. Like we like there's no way to gauge that. So I'm not gonna answer that question. Um, I knew you was trolling on Twitter, Ty. People just, oh yeah, I know they overreact. And I don't care. Like f all yeah, people who overreact, like f your feelings and stuff like that. And what's his name? What's his tag on Well, it's no reason mentioning people names though, but like like f all those people that was overreacted and stuff like that. It's like yo, it was a joke or whatever like that. And I'm not one of those people that try to make friends with everybody. I'm not one of those people that try to be extra nice to everybody. It's like yo, like I made a friendly joke. All those people that came to my joke with negativity and stuff like that, like yo, f y'all, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep telling jokes. And I don't know y'all. Like, I didn't know y'all before. I don't really know y'all now. You know what I mean? So whatever. You know what I mean? I did make some friends off of that. You know what I mean? Got some new followers and stuff like that. But I mean, like for the negative people or whatever like that. And some people, I'm telling them, I'm like, yo, like it was a joke. They're like, oh, so now it's a joke. No, it been a joke. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, um, they're just mad that like at the end of the day, if what I posted was a joke or not, Sanji did get his shins cracked by Vergo, and he was losing versus Vergo, so they're just mad about that. But my tweet was a joke. Let's see. Do you think Zoro will 1v1 King? Let's see. Thoughts on Sabo and Revolutionary fighting Sabo and Revolutionary fighting two admirals right now. Oh, you mean the silhouette we've seen of? Come on, like you mean the silhouette we've seen of like Green Bull and Fuji fighting Sabo and the other four? So in my opinion, right, we already seen Sabo fight Fuji in a 1v1 fight and it was a draw. So I don't know how strong the other members are compared to Sabo. Like, of course, I think Sabo's stronger. Like, he's like Dragon's right here, man. So he's like Dragon's category. He's like Dragon's king or whatever the case is. But I'm pretty sure that if Sabo could fight Fuji in a 1v1 fight and it could be equal, that he could just fight Fuji in an equal fight and the other four should be able to fight Green Bull. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that because they fought on Dressrosa, that's who that like Sabo and Fuji got it in when that fight happened. Like they fought for real from the start this time because there wasn't no reason like on Dressrosa where Fuji was like trying to play it off and stuff like that. It's like I'm pretty sure at the Reverie they got it popping like straight up, whatever like that. And Sabo and Fuji they just started like they already know how strong each other was and they just started fighting right away. But I'm pretty sure that like um it was a fight to free Kuma too. So whether like they Sabo fought Fuji and the other four fought Green Bull, and then at some point they just went to rescue Kuma. Like I think Kuma, I can't really remember if it said, oh, okay. So I think what it said was just that the fight started, whatever. But I think they rescuing Kuma. It's no way that they fell to rescue Kuma. Sabo already said like it's either rescue Kuma or we die. So I think they're gonna rescue Kuma. The only thing about all of this though, and we see the reaction just happen because Black Bear mentioned it, is that definitely wasn't part of the plan. Dragon just went there to declare war, and Dayton on Sabo's own, he went and freed Kuma. But we know how Sabo is. Sabo was like, you know, if Luffy's in trouble, I don't care about my ranking. I'm gonna save Luffy. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about this revolutionary ranking thing. And then what Sabo said too, he's like, Kuma, that kind-hearted guy, this is what they did. They made him a slave or whatever. He's like, nah, we gotta free him. So he doesn't really care if that's an order or not, or whatever the case is. And I don't think Dragon could be mad at him. He could be like, yo, like what is that, Sabo? Like, like you risked the revolutionary, or you whatever, you put us in danger, whatever. And he's fighting like, like I had to free Kuma, you know. So Sabo could be messing up the referee's plan, or it could just so happen that like, even though it wasn't planned for Ivankov to break out when Luffy was there, but Luffy broke out and Ivankov broke out with Luffy. It could be one of those things like, okay, this wasn't part of the plan, but Sabo, I'm glad you did that because now such and such happens. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be Sabo versus Fuji. It could just be like Sabo and like one person, and then Green Bull versus the other three. But to me, like they're winning that, and they're freeing Kuma. And I guess once Dragon hears about that, he'll just hurry up and declare war and leave. And that's the thing too. Keep in mind, Dragon's still there, and it's the Revolutionary. They did say the Revolutionary Commanders. I don't think they said the Revolutionaries, all of them. But at any point, Dragon can step in and can do something. So like I think that they're good, and I think they're gonna rescue Kuma. Let's see. Brago thinks two Amarus is all it takes to be Kaido. I don't really care though. You know what I mean? It's like that's what he thinks. I think Kaido beats. I think a Yonko beats two admirals. Like I said, I think Marco beats Kizaru. Like I think all the right hand men beats an admiral, and I think Jack could beat an admiral by himself. Like if Jack just had to fight Fuji 1v1, Jack went and he fought. He went to even though it was Fuji and Sengoku there, Jack still went there anyway. If Jack couldn't beat at least one admiral, he wouldn't have tried to fight two. Um, like that's Brago's opinion. He has a right to it, but like to me, it's more information in the story leaning towards that a Yonko could be two admirals, and that even like their commanders, the high ranking ones, could beat an admiral. Let's see which commander that we have seen. Marco could beat Kizaru. Jozu probably could beat Kizaru. That's probably why they never fought. And keep in mind, Jozu's diamond, so light doesn't really work good with diamond. Matches matters too. Um, what's his name could probably even beat Kizaru. What was this guy's name? Flower Vista, because he was fighting Mihawk, and y'all always try to play this like he fought Mihawk evenly. Y'all always try to play this. Mihawk is Shank's rival. Mihawk is Admiral level. I mean, Mihawk is Yonko level. Mihawk is very, very strong. But then when Vista fights this guy equally, I try to downplay Vista. So I don't downplay people. I'm not biased. So, a lot of people like Jack, Jack could probably beat Kizaru. It just all depends. Like if Kizaru laser beams is very, very, very deadly to Jack, then he wins because he can just keep his distance and shoot at Jack. But if Jack can eat those beams, and those beams isn't gonna take him down, and he could beat Kizaru. I think Cracker's beating Kizaru. I think a lot of people's beating Kizaru. It's like a silly question to even ask or whatever. Like I said, I'm not one of those people that think the Admirals is untouchable. From what I've seen in the story, the Admirals aren't the only people who's Admiral level. The top three of the Yonko's crew are too, and sometimes even the top four. Let's see. Like Ben Beckman came. When Ben Beckman came, Kizaru stopped, whatever like that. You know what I mean? Like it's more to it, whatever like that. But I'm not trying to debate stuff that has been debated already. But like y'all be too quick to act like nobody's messing with the admiral. There's people that could mess with the admirals. Let's see. I agree. No two current admirals can beat Kaido. It would be rough for Red Dog and Aokiji, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly. Do you think Monkey D. Dragon is a stronger version Dragon than Kaido? Yeah, so that's a good thing too. Is that now that because I've been saying that like Dragon's a dragon, um, but some people thought that like Kaido's a dragon, Dragon came a dragon. I'm like no 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 no. It's two kind of dragons, and we see this again is that Kaido's the more like ancient kind of dragon, and Dragon can be the Charizorus kind of dragon, like the kind of dragon that's like the other kind of dragon, not the ancient one, like the mythical one. Yeah, so I still think Dragon is a mythical dragon. Um, and he doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a strong. Like it's tricky because like at the end of the day, it's what you do with your fruit, like what Luffy does. But I do think Dragon has a more intimidating dragon than the one that Kaido has. But Kaido still like with Whitebeard, it wasn't all about his devil fruit. He really had the muscles to make him the strongest man. So Kaido really is built to be the strongest creature. So I do think that Dragon, while his fruit is probably more dangerous, you know, Kaido's is still very dangerous too. What's up? What's up? What's up? It could be some life after death. Um, I don't know. How would current Usopp and Nami do up against the Luffy and Zoro before Sanji was a part of the crew? Yeah, I'm not gonna answer that question. You know that Usopp and Nami's not the fighters in the crew. Do you read other comics? I read Bleach and Naruto. I don't read too many. Like to me, a lot of them is boring. You know what I mean? I know people who like it get offended, but it's like nah, not interested, not interested, not interested. Like One Piece, I read One Piece. One Piece is a 10 out of 10. Um, I'm not saying like every chapter is, but if it's not a 10 out of 10, it's very good. Bleach is very good. Naruto is very good. The other stuff it bores me, can't keep my interest. I don't like it, and I'm not interested in it. So nah, like currently I only read One Piece. Let's see. No commander is beating an admiral. Yes, commanders are. Marco was beating an admiral. Jack went up against two admirals. Like you just don't get the facts don't add up. Like I said, the facts is more in my favor that they can beat an admiral. Katakuri is beating an admiral. Like you you like at Marine, we seen it at Marineford. Every time an admiral tried to touch Whitebeard, the commanders got in the way. The commanders only started to lose once they got distracted, and even that, the story was set up for Whitebeard to lose. The story wasn't set up for them to win. Like this wasn't a fair fight. Like this was like okay, like when Luffy was in Big Mom territory. In terms of like, in terms of the crew falling apart and like this stuff happened to Luffy's advantage and stuff like that. It wasn't in Big Mom crew favor to keep Sanji hostage. Let's just keep it at that. Like that arc was set up so Sanji could be free. But we do know that on any other day, if Big Mom captures somebody, they're not getting free for the most part. You know what I mean? So, you know, on any other day, I'm pretty sure Whitebeard commanders would have wrecked, like Marco would have wrecked Kizaru. Whitebeard would have wrecked Akainu, which he already kind of did. Jozu would have wrecked Aokiji, but just because of the plot and then the way the story had to go, that's why that stuff happened. You know what I mean? So if you want to think that, you could think that. I'm not gonna like, people love making claims like you're making. They love debating it, but they really like lack a lot of like understanding of the story and like what happened and stuff like that. Or even the power scale. Like even when things happen the way that they was, we seen Marco kick out Kiji, send him flying. We seen him eat Kizaru's attack and hail right after. We seen like Marco get the better of the fight versus Kizaru. We even seen Marco take Kizaru laser beams with sea stone cups on. Like to me, like you're underestimating those commanders. But hey, better you than me. Let's see. When is zone mode dropping? I don't know. Like I said, I was just trolling. So like it'll come out when it comes out, or it won't come out. I'm not really like focused on dropping that. I don't count Akainu as an admiral level. He's clearly above that. But here's the thing: right now, he's above that. At Marineford, he was just an admiral. He was like the highest admiral level there is, A plus. I put Akainu at Yonko level. Yeah, I do that too. You know what I mean? But I mean, like at Marineford, he wasn't Yonko level though. Remember, Whitebeard was old sick and was dying. That's the only reason why he even did so good against him. Yeah, I seen that the energy changed when Shanks showed up. Luffy is admiral level. How many? You know how many admiral level people Luffy beat? Luffy beat Dofi. Luffy beat Katakuri. He even fought Fujitora and did good. We seen that Marco was admiral level because he like what he did and stuff like that at Marineford. So Katakuri's admiral level. Like yes, Luffy. You don't like it. Like you think Luffy's gonna like this is like Naruto. Where like okay, at first Naruto's some scrub, but then he beats Pain and he's the strongest in the village. So you know Luffy's beat two admiral level people. He beat Cracker and Katakuri. He beat Dofi. Luffy is admiral level, whether you like it or not. Akainu took Marco and Vista. You say that, but you're not keeping everything in mind. That was after Marco was all worn out. He had sea stone cups on him. He took a lot of Kizaru attacks without his powers because he had the sea stone cups on. At that point, he was weak. That's why that happened. He was like exhausted. It's not that Akainu's doing that from the start, from the jump with a fresh Marco. Let's see. The first commanders could beat admirals. Even that's wrong. It's not only the first commander. Jozu, if Jozu wouldn't have got distracted, he would have beat out Kiji. Most likely. It's that he got distracted. So I don't agree with that. Like Jack, we seen Jack didn't care that Fuji was there. Jack's like, okay, Fuji's there. So I don't agree with that. But like y'all be overrating the admirals. I don't overrate them. Like I just call it how I see it. And it's like even stuff like that, like with the Sabo fight, like I can show a stranger One Piece. Show them Sabo versus Fuji. I can be like, yo, who won? And the stranger will be like, and I did this before. They were like, yo, that was a tie. But y'all tell it, Fuji wasn't fighting for real. So you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I'm not even gonna debate with y'all about that because it's like y'all are just like y'all will be biased about that to the very, very end. Like I said, but soon though, Luffy is admiral level, and just like he beat Katakuri and it was an upside. Like the reason why people didn't want Luffy to beat Katakuri was because he was admiral level. They didn't want Luffy to be an admiral level person because that means he could be an admiral. People just didn't want that. So they said it couldn't happen. When it happened, it was being a crybaby over it. He's gonna beat an admiral soon. You think Fuji's gonna step in front of them and they're gonna like run? You think Kizaru wasn't gonna run? They're gonna kick this admiral's butt this time. So and y'all gonna have to hold that L. So it's all good. I'm not gonna debate with y'all about that anymore. Let's see. Yeah. Praise the Lord. Commanders can damage Amarils. They can beat them. Because look, because I could say that Amarils could damage commanders, but they can't beat them. It's the same thing. At Marineford, we got to keep in mind that when they weren't distracted from Whitebeard, they were doing fine. Yeah, when they was distracted, they started to lose. But when they weren't distracted, they was doing fine. So you can't really count like an off guard. Oh, okay, he broke Diamond Jozu's arm because he was off guard. Like, so what? When Jozu was on guard, and that's the plot armor right there. That's the Admiral plot armor for them because Whitebeard had to die that arc for that to happen. So I could say the same thing. Like, yo, Admirals can damage commanders. They can't beat them. It's like, yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, what y'all saying isn't a fact. You know what I mean? From what I seen from the story, they can. And it's not like me saying that they can beat them as a fact either. It's just that like we don't know, but it's information showing that like these people were equal. Ace is commander level, and he got that's because he was protecting Luffy. So even that, so it's like you're stupid because he was trying to protect Luffy. That's why that happened. It's not like he just got watched by Akainu. Another thing too is that we seen he used his fire and he overpowered Aokiji. What do you think about Ever Weevil? Ever Weevil is stronger than an Admiral, weaker than Yanko. But I appreciate y'all all being here and stuff like that. I'm gonna end the stream. See y'all next time. Like the video, subscribe to the page, and peace.